Yo, back again,
All right.
We got this new topic here, you know what I'm saying? Recently Offset was in Angelique's podcast talking about how, he wish he could teach niggas the game. Some niggas don't know how to please their woman. Like he goes above and beyond to please her, make sure she has an outer body experience. And he makes sure that she gonna come, like every time. So my whole thing is with that. You see how men, well, not all men, because clearly he said he wish he could teach the game to some men. But you see how certain men, when they do say stuff like that, it's glorified, or like they zoom into the part that he's saying he's doing whatever it takes to please his woman. But when a woman says the same thing as far as sexually pleasing their man, that part never gets too glorified. Would you agree? Yeah.
I would agree.
Okay.
Would you?
I'd agree.
Because yeah, we could argue and say Sukiyana pleases her man, but I don't know. She eating his ass. Like but like as far as the way he said it, I don't think they're going to that extent as far as like he's saying he making sure she has an outer body experience. Like he's making sure that it's a feeling she never felt with nobody before. Women, I think, aren't doing it. I mean, maybe they are, but they're not glorifying it. They're not talking about it as that, and they're not being put on pedestals for doing that. Like, I can't think of a woman right now that is known for that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like women do it. They just, like it's so normalized though. Like the shit half of the time, like they talk about it on social media all the time.
Okay, so what would you? I mean, you don't have to get into too much details, but what would you say you would do to make sure your dude has a outer body experience? Like,
As far as that, like when he says that, I don't know. I feel like he means
That's what
like
I'm
the
saying.
emotions that they have into the motion.
I thought he was talking more like the stuff that he's willing to do, like as far as
maybe that
bringing
too, but
toys
all of
involved.
that, but all of that brings in the energy and the emotions and stuff to make her feel what she's feeling.
Okay, but I think I feel like when he says outer body experience, it's like bringing other things involved, like role playing, if that's what you want to do, or
But if that's what my partner is into, then I mean that's I'm willing to try.
Oh, okay.
When he says that
There's,
stuff,
like,
I assume he's talking about being in tune with his woman.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and so like
spiritually connected.
only thing I'll say about that is he says he wish he could teach some people the game, and it's like.
But I get what he's mean because like
I would assume. Sorry, I would
I
assume.
cut you off.
I would assume Offset has quite a few, has lined up a few girls, and has some experience. So he's had practice. So he's probably known. He probably knows now how to please his woman to a certain degree that she finds acceptable and an out about it body experience for her.
Right, for her.
And so
Okay.
when he says he wish he could teach some niggas the game, it's like I would say a lot of niggas don't have that experience. So it's like it take time to learn. Pretty sure Offset wasn't doing that for his first couple bodies.
Okay.
Right.
And so
All right, so why? My question to you is, if it's normalized for women to make their men feel the same, why Offset cheating and Cardi B's not? Because Offset, I mean, I feel like if you cheating, you're not really too satisfied with what's going on. You're gonna look elsewhere for that experience, that outer body experience.
that's a good question.
But also, guys.
Great question, actually.
Guys, y'all just like y'all see with y'all eyes. Y'all just like to y'all see a bitch and y'all be like, damn, I want that. Y'all gotta go for it.
So would you argue women don't find men attractive and say the same thing, but they just
absolutely.
keep it? So what do you mean?
But the difference is, we don't.
You
I
don't
can't
act
say
on it.
we don't because some people do act on it. But I don't act on
more
it.
than likely. Okay.
Got
you. I mean, it makes sense. Then it makes sense. But I'm just saying that to say, like, if women, I mean, maybe if Cardi, I don't know, because like they're saying that she's not a pillow princess. I don't think she is. But like, if she,
I just learned what that was.
Yeah, she took the time to actually, like, I guess, study everything that he likes the same way he's doing it.
yeah,
I
that's what
don't
I'm
think
saying,
he would
'cause-
ever cheat on
Okay,
her.
but think about it. When you were younger and you used to have sex with girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you actually take the time to learn their body and actually care about what they care about, or did you just do it to try to say you fucked and then catch your nut? Like women, we have needs.
Right.
You actually gotta and what works for me might not work for the next person. So
Truth.
you actually gotta sit down, take the time, learn your
Truth,
partner,
truth.
learn what they like to let them have their
That's
outer
true.
body experience.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah, because like he was saying with the virginity thing, I'm one of those guys who lost their virginity pretty late. So all I did before
How late is late?
most guys lose it in high school. I was
I would say that's
it's pretty late.
That's pretty late.
I'm guessing you're most guys.
But yeah, like before I did, like I'd learned a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying, about the anatomy of a woman. So that when I did have sex or whenever I got with a partner or whatever, I got to that point where I was ready, that obviously you don't know what you're doing until you start doing it, but at least I have some idea on how to make it enjoyable for her.
Some guys are pleasers, but
Right.
some guys are not pleasers.
True.
I would say it's
So I feel like
you.
that message, like from Offset, was to the guys that are not pleasers.
Gotcha.
But I would say that's for the inexperienced though. I say that's for the young guys that are at home watching these porn videos and thinking that's what sex is.
Right,
Literally.
right.
And so they don't realize. And so, I'll be honest, I think also women that are that young
Right.
and
But-
they are watching the same thing. They're understanding that's what sex is. So they're not really getting
And they're listening
backlash.
They're listening to Sukiyama too, eating his ass. So they're doing stuff that they
I
hear
hate
in
you,
music.
nobody
No, when they're
Oh.
young, so they're not really getting that backlash from each other.
Right.
They're both enjoying it. But as
Mhm.
you get older, I feel like girls tend to have more needs as they get older sexually.
Right, because they experience new things.
Yep, and so
And
as
then-
the guy gets older, that's when he starts to realize.
He doesn't experience new things most of the time. He experiences the same thing from each girl.
Yep.
That's my point. He's
Mhm.
going above and beyond, but girls are doing the same thing the last girl did.
But well, not all girls.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not here to talk about it.
Okay. I mean,
So
it makes sense.
As you get older, like then when these girls start to let you know, like, yo, you trash, or
Right.
your shit is trash, like you start to figure out, okay, I gotta do this. Or you might have some girls that actually tell you
What to
how
do?
to please them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's just a learning thing.
Right.
So I don't think
Both parties are responsible for learning.
Pretty
It's
much.
not just Offset trying to put us on game. Cardi has to put us on game too.
mm-hmm.
You
That's
know
what I
what
was
I'm
about to say
saying?
too. When you said why don't women glorify? I'm like, did Cardi sit here and talk about it? No, Offset did. You know, even though she's experienced it, you don't see her talking about it.
True. That's true.
Doesn't mean she's not experiencing it.
But-
Same thing with other women. Just because we're not talking about it doesn't mean we're not experiencing it.
True. But the thing is, why didn't he say Cardi gives him that same outer body experience? He should have been like, man, we both give each other that. Man, we at the same time we be on. I'm like,
Well, how about we just call him and ask him?
okay. But no, I get what he's saying though, for sure. But I just say, like, too often, more than not, the men that says stuff like that they take the time out to make their woman come or make their woman feel satisfied are glorified. But when the woman does the same, they aren't really
I
glorified.
get what you're saying though, because like
because you don't.
when he says it, like girls are low key like throwing that in.
Yeah, exactly.
Our
They're
faces.
doing it like shade, like
It's shade, like they're low key throwing it at shade, like throwing like,
And
see,
they're-
this is what you do. You can see it all in the comments.
exactly, or they'll repost it. Yo, we
But
need more
let's
things like that.
say-
But what y'all doing
What's the
though?
famous?
Well, do you
Let's
guys
say
feel
Tiana
like?
Trump
Mhm.
says she gives this guy.
And she probably has said
bet-
something
all
like that
right.
before.
A guy would say it, but guys don't really throw that.
Right.
And
We're not gonna repost
We're
and be
not
like,
gonna say this
y'all
is
need to
what
be
girls
like-
need to do. Da 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 da.
y'all need to be like throat goat.
Y'all, some of y'all hoes is trash. Da, 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 like, nah, we not. And I get that's I feel like that's where you're
Yeah.
trying to get at. It's like
Well,
They're
do you
using
guys
it as
feel like
shade.
y'all are easier to please in the bedroom?
Oh, for sure, we're easier to please.
That's probably why. It takes more work to get a girl to be able to come than it does for a guy. I feel like.
Okay, that's a good argument.
That's a good argument.
But just because they come, that don't mean it's like the
Outer
same
body.
experience. Because I mean, you could argue and say because I've heard of a situation where girls could come as fast as guys, as far as when having
I've
sex.
definitely heard that too.
But even though they came, that doesn't mean that they were satisfied. And that even though that doesn't make sense, it makes sense. You know what I'm
I get
saying?
it. Yeah, it makes sense.
Even though they reached the finish line, they're not satisfied with it. They want more, or they want it to be handled roughly, or whatever the situation is. So I don't know. It's just both parties are responsible for helping each other, rather than just
Think
Where
girls
communication
think
comes
girls
in
want a
your
fantasy
relationships.
in the bedroom.
no, definitely,
That's
you
what they
say?
want. They want a fantasy in the bedroom.
definitely.